Sorry, Mrs. Curtis. There doesn't seem to be anything in the papers to give us a clue. They kidnapped my husband 12 hours ago. When are we going to hear from them? What do they want? Try to stay calm. They did it for ransom. All we can do is wait to hear their demands. I'll give them anything they want. All I want is just to have Harold back. Ring, ring, ring. Go ahead, we're listening. Okay. What do they ask for? Whatever it is, they can have it. They want your case of Wonka bars.
How long do I think it over?
Mrs. Curtis, did you hear me? It's your husband's life for a case of Wonka bars. How long would they give me to think it over?
Oh, man, that is good. I was sitting here thinking, I was like, I have seen this before. Gosh darn it, I have seen this. Where is it from? And then I was like, oh, it's Willy Wonka. Got it. So if you did not know where that wonderful quote came from, it was indeed Willy Wonka. Wow.
I would do the exact same thing.
Would you? I was just thinking, your husband for Wonka bars.
I'm just kidding.
Well, I'll just
welcome.
go ahead.
That's the word, welcome.
I was just thinking which one I wanted to say first, but I will say welcome back to yet another episode of Bump That, episode 56. The reason why I got flustered is because we have a recurring guest on today, Brian. Ew. Brian, that was bad. That was a dog trying to howl that failed.
I'll explain this in a second.
Brian has left us for the evening and has been replaced by his lovely wife, Joanna, so that Katie and her can discuss Animal Crossing New Horizon in the chunk. But before we get there, if you have never heard of us, we are Bump That, and we are siblings and sister-in-law who talk about nerdy stuff and love to do everything of that sort. And we wanted to share it online with everybody, and you're listening, and here you are, and here we are, and that's it. So, thank you for tuning into the episode. Today, we are going over the news, Rings of Power, some Lord of the Rings stuff. Not Lord of the Rings, but Rings of Power. Lightyear, new trailer. Avatar Last Airbender, and Powerpuff Girls, the TV show that is still in the works that everyone forgot about.
Believe it.
And then Katie and Joanna will be talking about New Horizons, the DLC that was just released. So everyone say hi to Joanna.
Hi, Joanna.
Hello.
The sick masses welcome you.
Who is that?
For our listeners, I woke up like this. I'm not sick in any capacity. I think it's that I was talking with my dentist today, and she thinks it has something to do with the pollen. Apparently, apparently, this is something that doesn't happen up north. Your guys' cars aren't covered in flower semen ever.
No, but it is covered in snow and ice.
They get another kind.
Well, yeah. So pollen makes us sick in the south.
Yeah,
and it is very abundant. It literally covers your cars. And
I think that's what happened to me this past weekend. I was trying to just breathe, as a normal human, and it was almost impossible. My nose was so clogged up. And it was like super tickly, and I kept sneezing. I was like, "What is happening?" I didn't even realize that pollen was happening already because we're supposedly supposed to be still in winter.
Supposedly,
it's
but
mid-February.
Exactly.
Yeah, I went out to my yard today, and I have my daffodils growing already in my yard.
Die, daffodils! You're not supposed to be here yet.
All of our flowers are confused right now. They don't know what season it is.
What was that groundhog thinking?
What a wiener.
Kill it.
No, we still have...
you know what's hilarious is that we were reading books about groundhogs to all the kindergartners, so I did a little research on Groundhog's Day, and literally the way it looks, or the way it looked rather, when these people were coming up with a concept for Groundhog Day, it looks like a freaking cult.
Oh gosh.
Like these white men in black suits that are sent, they have this thing, this tradition centered around this groundhog that determines their very well-being of like, oh, am I going to sow seeds now? Are we going to reap later? Like,
It's a witch. Burn it.
Are you serious? Meanwhile, the poor groundhog's like, yo, can I just be left alone, please?
Yeah. Wait, what were you gonna say? Do you guys still have snow, Joanna?
Yes, I said we are still covered with snow.
Oh my gosh.
I'm starting to see bits of grass out there.
Starting
Melting.
to.
Starting to, but no, it's dead of winter here still. I'm still hibernating, so
Oh man, no. I actually was like, I could walk out in a t-shirt if I wanted to today. It was so warm.
wow.
I'm actually wearing a sleeveless right
Yeah.
now.
Show those guns, girl.
Well, anyways, we'll go ahead and jump into the news segment. So, a new trailer for the Rings of Power released. It premiered during the Super Bowl. Any thoughts? It really didn't show anything, honestly.
I think it was just introducing the world, what it looks like.
I think it was more like a teaser, if anything.
Oh, yeah.
Just to get people like, oh yeah, that's coming. Whoa. Forgot that was on my radar.
Yeah, it looks like, you know, and this is going to be a bad thing that I'm going to say.
Uh-oh.
It looks as though they're using the same camera techniques that they used in the Hobbit trilogy, which I don't like. I don't like that at all.
I didn't like it either.
It took you out of their world when for example, when I saw the first Hobbit, there was I think it was one of the final scenes where they were on this mountain and they were looking at the scenery around them, and it's like, that's a sound studio. You're in a sound studio. I can tell because of the way that this is what I'm looking at.
It looked so, in certain scenes, it looked so video gamey, you know?
Yes, yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's exactly what I told Brian.
Yeah.
I said, ooh, new trailer looks really cool. And then there was one part where the girl, whoever this girl is, the blondish hair, I don't know if she's an elf, but she's like hanging off a cliff, and I was like, oh man, that's so video gamey.
Yeah.
She's
It
not
just-
real.
No, it doesn't immerse you. It doesn't make me think there are, like, things at stake like the
Yeah.
other movies did. I'm like, So we'll see how this one goes. With that being said, of, like, using the same camera technique, let's hope it doesn't go towards the way, or towards, like, the vision of video gamey, because that's just, it's no good.
Yeah. I speaking of the word immersion, that's what I was thinking. I hope it doesn't really pull you out of that immersion. Just wreck the world. So hopefully it doesn't do that, and hopefully the storytelling will carry the whole thing. And the acting. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Because have we seen who the actors are and, like, what they've been in, or are they just randos?
They have the actors listed. That's not a secret, but they are people that I do not recognize, which I like. I like that they are people that are not like, oh, well, it's this person, and it's this person. I would
make them more like actual people from the universe.
So instead, it's like, oh no, I see them as Elrond, or whoever else.
Yeah.
So I'm happy for that. So hopefully, the acting and the writing will just carry it, even if the visuals don't.
One can hope. Speaking of trailers, the new Lightyear trailer released, or a new one dropped. And it explains a little more of the story. Katie, what did you think when you saw it?
I'm all for it, guys. I'm all for this ride. Oh, I am. Did you guys
Wait,
see
why?
it? Did you guys wait, did you guys see it?
I didn't get to see it. But why? But why? Tell me why.
Okay, so spoilies for the trailer. Okay, it's a trailer, for heaven's sakes. Okay, so Buzz Lightyear is stranded on a planet, and for some time they've been trying to figure out a way to get off this planet. And so he is the first person to leave and see what he can do, where he can go. And so you have this this moment where it's like, where is he gonna go? What's gonna happen? We could have all kinds of adventures. He's gonna land and who knows where. And it's very bleak and brown and dusty in the beginning and just very sci-fi, and I love it. It looks so good. And there's I think it's a
the
robot.
alien that keeps grabbing.
Yeah, which is hilarious. We have a similar this is off the topic, but we have a similar concept in our tabletop gaming, where when we get off topic, we shoot a rat that just pops out of nowhere. So to me, it's kind of like the same thing. It's the rat that pops out of nowhere and just ruins everything. But anyway, there's this robot cat, and I guess it's like the sidekick, or think of like an Alexa kind of thing. And it's very silly already. I love it. And I know that it's probably going to be the comic relief. And I welcome it because it's not an annoying comic relief. It's very funny. It's very cute.
This
so
looks really well made. I'm watching it right now.
Yeah, dude. It
looks
so
so
sharp
good.
and crisp. It looks so good. Oh, I can't wait. Joanna, what were you thinking when you saw it?
Going back to what you said with the robot cat, I was like, very first thing is my girls, at least Chloe, will love that cat.
Yeah.
So I watched it twice today. Just last night, or just now with Chloe. And what does she say? Oh, kitty! And then she just talks about this cat the whole time. I was like, I knew it. So, but no, I agree with everything with Katie. It looks totally, maybe not totally different, but it looks different.
It does. It does look really different.
Yeah, with being kind of dark and like dusty. It's not like those bright colors, but the whole animation looks great. I'm actually very excited for this.
And
I don't go crazy over, ooh, like I gotta go see these movies.
Yeah.
But this looks really
It also doesn't look like WALL-E, which would,
Yes.
be a fear of mine to be like, oh, it's in space, it's gonna be a WALL-E knockoff or something, but it really doesn't look anything like WALL-E, which is nice. But it does look really good. Like I didn't get to hear the audio because I was just watching it with you guys. Wanted to listen to you guys talk.
Someone didn't do their homework.
Excuse me, I'm the host here. So, I don't know. I'm looking forward to it, but I'm still wondering where this ties into the original Buzz Lightyear character. What came first? Is it this was?
Sorry, not to cut you off, but
No,
that
you're
was
good.
my question with for Brian. I was like, oh, so this is Buzz Lightyear before he gets to Andy, right? He's like, no, this is like the story of like the movie of what Buzz Lightyear was in, and then they made the action figure of that toy.
Yeah.
Had no idea. I had no clue. So
I still
kinda
think it's a
interesting.
little bit up in the air, actually. I don't know if that is like the... Oh, Katie's dinging in. Do you know?
Ding, ding, ding.
Did
Okay,
you do
so
some homework?
After watching the trailer, I did read a couple articles, and it is that. So imagine that we have Neil Armstrong in our world, and we had action figures made of him after his trip to the moon. It's like that. Buzz Lightyear, in that universe, does his thing, and people make action figures of him. So that is canon. That is what it is.
Okay, so he was an actual guy in Andy's universe.
Yes.
That is a space cadet.
Yeah. Now the thing to speculate is where, and this is going very meta. So where does that put this whole timeline? Because if they're conquering planets, does that mean that
And Toy Story
Andy's-
came out in 96 or 94.
95.
Oh, whatever.
So if Buzz Lightyear is out there conquering planets and is just traversing the universe, so where does that put the timeline of Buzz Lightyear? Because you also have to remember that Woody came out in the 50s. That they mentioned that
Yeah.
he was a thing in the 50s. So where does that put Buzz Lightyear?
Maybe it's a space race or something, 1980s.
And he just totally took off. He really took off.
I,
But when it comes to Buzz Lightyear in this film, he looks really, really good too.
Yeah, he does. And I do like that cat character.
Yeah,
It's cute.
So I am really looking forward to this. I think it's going to be more than enjoyable.
And speaking of looking forward to, but I'm starting to get anxious, is this new Avatar TV show. I'm like, okay, we've been talking about it for a long time. We're still announcing actors. When is it gonna happen? You know?
I don't know. But I sent you guys that picture
Yeah.
of them practicing. So I have mixed feelings about this. So the reason why I brought this up is that, okay, so we all know that Daniel Day Kim, who, if you don't know who he is, he was on Lost. He does roles here and there with different things, TV shows mainly. He is going to be Lord Ozai. Okay, so that's not a secret. And then we have this up and coming new actor who's going to play Aang.
Yeah.
Gordon Cormier. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Cormier.
Yes. So he's going to play Aang. And there's this picture that has surfaced of them practicing sparring.
Yeah.
And to me, you know, they're not in costume or anything. And it's like, okay, man, that looks good. They look really good. They look really, really good. But guys, what a spoiler. Like, I wanted to see that much later. Oh, what a deflation.
I don't care too much about that.
I do. That's
Because
a
you know it's
deflator.
inevitable. Obviously, Aang
Well,
fights
yeah.
Ozai.
But I didn't want to see it until it actually happened.
Okay, that picture looks very staged. That is not like this is going in the show.
I know that, but still.
Oh no, you're too much.
But it does look good. They look okay. So you can kind of tell that they are very much into their
Character.
No pun intended. Yeah. Okay. Well, you said character. I was gonna say no pun intended, into their element.
Oh, yeah.
Because you can tell by their stance that they are using different martial arts.
Yeah, like the
Different
Shaolin.
styles. Exactly. And so, it looks, just that one picture gets me so excited.
I want to be excited, but goodness gracious, I feel like it's taking a million years to make
Listen,
this thing.
okay, and Brian said this last week, and I've been dying to say this too, okay? So, and
What?
He's not here to rebut. However, he has been saying, I'm going to harken back to his GTA argument where it's like, oh, well, if you want greatness to come out, then you just wait on it. Okay? Well, just wait on this. You know, just wait. It's gonna.
I
it's gonna
have been.
Be good. I've done my wait. Was that line from Harry Potter? I've done my waiting. 12 years of it.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say that. Just plug, you guys can share this with Brian too and tell him I said this. That's why we haven't seen a new Mario game, because we're having to wait on it. He was saying last week.
Waiting on the brilliance.
We're
We're going underground, guys. We've been to the sky. We've been on the surface. We're going underground. We're digging.
Anyway, so, you know, I know it's going to be great. I cannot wait, but that picture, man, it just makes me want to.
So is this, I clearly don't know much about Avatar at all. So this is going to be a show?
A live action.
Or a movie?
It's a live action show that's
Okay.
going to be on Netflix or Amazon?
Amazon.
Amazon.
Yeah.
And it's not, they're going to take their time with it, and they're going to add on to the story so that it's not just copy paste.
Okay.
Just kidding. It is Netflix.
Liar!
I wanted to double check before the people in the comments are like, no, wrong. Facts are wrong.
Clicking off. Anyway, so it's gonna be really good. They are doing their homework. They're making it culturally appropriate instead of whitewashing.
Using an all Asian cast, trying to
Yeah.
make it culturally. And I mean,
Interesting.
Avatar takes elements of different cultures, but it's not, this is that culture. It's like
But it's
making
pretty
their
much
own, but
implied.
taking pieces. So it's not like what everybody says, oh yeah, Fire Nation is definitely Imperial Japan, where it's like, no, they also have Chinese aspects and Korean aspects, so it's not exactly, maybe it's Eastern Asia, but it's not Japan. So,
Okay.
there's that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you.
Yeah. No, it's exciting. Something that's not exciting is this bull crap that's still happening of a Powerpuff Girls TV show. The stupidness of this. I hope maybe that teaser footage or teaser image of the girls and their little dresses. Grown women wearing little tiny Powerpuff Girl dresses with like stockings that looked atrocious, and this is still happening. I hope that picture was a joke. I don't know.
It wasn't, but Dove Cameron, who is slated, I say slated because that is still a thing, to play Bubbles, has been, oh God, yeah, so I don't know if you heard that, but she is very excited for a Powerpuff Girls show.
No, we didn't hear it.
Oh, okay. It popped up on my thing while I was trying to look for it, and she just started talking.
No.
Oh my God.
Oh.
No.
Anyway, so literally, you didn't hear it, but she said that she's so excited to play Bubbles of the Powerpuff Girls, and I'm trying to find this interview. Let's see.
I'm thinking, is this show gonna be for like elementary school girls who are like in love with Dove Cameron from her other shows? Because she was in Descendants, and little girls love Descendants. If you know about that, Joanna, literally Ella did that for Halloween.
Yeah, both, actually.
Oh, Chloe did too?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Dove Cameron's from Descendants, and so everybody's like, all the little elementary school girls are like, Descendants, Dove Cameron, whatever.
Okay.
So I think, I don't know which direction they're going to go with the Powerpuff Girls show, reboot, whatever this is. But I have a feeling it might be for elementary school girls to just fawn over, you know?
Yeah, I don't know, but here is what she told E.T. And this is a little lengthy. I'll try to speed through it. She says, quote, "I can't speak on it yet because they are still changing. Such a funny thing. They didn't decide to rework the pilot because the script leaked. I just need to say that that wasn't what happened. We had to reshoot it anyway for a couple of reasons. It's a really big piece of IP, and it's tonally very specific. Like, getting it right, making everybody happy, and also making sure it translates. It's so specific." Excuse me. To modernize it and to make it fit like a bunch of different things that don't normally go together. It's just like a kind of puzzle piece. So we're removing some elements and we're replacing others. I think the script is going to get another whack, and it's just going to be a slightly different approach, but everything else is going to stay the same. She adds,
I wonder if that means that, like, they'll be aged up.
oh, they are. They totally are. What they've been advertising it is that they are in their early 20s trying to find themselves. And so she adds on, and this is the part that is just like cringy for me. I don't know, maybe not. She says, quote, "I feel like my whole career I've been told that I'm very like cartoonish in the way that I express myself. I just feel very involved in my life." And so to be able to have free reign to bring a beloved character to life that I love so much in a reality that is so obviously based in a reality, but it's so fantastical and over the top and ridiculous, and to have Diablo Cody at the helm, I don't know who that is, and shoot it with other girls, we just have so much fun.
Wow. Oh my gosh, guys, this show's gonna be great. I was built for this role. Y'all have no idea.
Oh my God, it's gonna be so bad.
Oh no.
And I feel bad for ragging on it all the time, but guys, no.
So here's my outlook. I'm going to rag on it until it proves me wrong, and I will admit defeat. Until then, I'm going to be correct.
Yeah.
It is not going to be good.
Ugh.
You know, prove me wrong. That's how it's going to
Please prove
be.
me wrong. Yeah, I would love to be proved wrong.
And I will humble myself and
Yes.
admit defeat.
Absolutely. And we'll be there to
Yeah.
talk about it and sing its praises. But right now we're just cringing so hard. I think my spine might crack.
That's how I feel about it right now. I don't know.
Oh my
Just
goodness.
I do know though it won't be good. And I don't even know who the other two girls are playing Buttercup and Blossom.
Ugh.
Do you
I
know
have
them?
never seen
No,
a
I
full episode of Powerpuff
Well,
Girls.
wait.
Joanna.
Wait. Of the
I just
cartoon?
can't. Yes.
Oh no.
Never?
Joanna.
I mean, I've seen like bits and pieces here and there, but I've never actually sat down and watched a full episode. I just can't. It's
If you can sit down and watch Teen Titans Go with your girls.
I have yet not watched a whole episode of that either.
Are you serious?
I don't
can't
blame
stand
you.
Teen Titans, so
I don't
I'm
like it
so
either,
glad.
but I thought you've sat down and watched it with them.
no, I've been in the room when it's
no.
on, but I can't stand that show. So I am so glad that
It's
they are-
annoying.
Yes.
Oh,
So I'm glad that they are done and over with that because,
Because Joanna
Okay.
was done and over with that from the first sound.
yes, I just can't. No.
no, I know what someone's getting for Christmas. And you won't regret it. You really will not
No.
regret it. This show is a masterpiece.
Which one?
Wait, what show?
The Powerpuff Girls,
Oh.
of course.
I was like,
Oh
Teen
my
Titans
God.
Go?
Teen Titans.
No, absolutely not.
It's a masterpiece. Teen Titans Go with all of its fart jokes and butts and everything. Oh, yeah. Masterpiece. Chef's kiss.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
No, I will agree, though. Powerpuff Girls, that is amazing TV show. It's got so many
once-
amazing villains in it.
So once again, yes, I know what someone's getting for Christmas. Just look out. Look in your stocking. God.
Oh, man, that's it with the news. That's all of our news segments this week.
It's been a light week.
Yeah,
Thank
I mean, because
goodness.
we had a lot last week with the direct, I feel like, and that was just
Yeah.
like enough news. If you guys did not watch that episode last week, please go watch Brian and Katie destroy themselves, and me just sit back and watch in fear. That was
I could hear in the next room over, like, what is happening? Do I need to go in and be like, hello?
I was literally sitting here
Mediator
going,
here.
whoa, whoa, whoa. It got bad. And then Brian towards the end was like, hey, Katie, I love you.
Oh.
Oh, man, that's so good. No, it was a great episode, and it was all fun, but some of us
Don't look at me.
get a little heated when it comes to these topics. And Brian also just likes to push at Katie's buttons, so.
Oh, yeah.
And he
Oh,
knows
she's
just
getting
the
heated
right
again.
one to push. He knows just the right one to push.
Your Nintendo sucks. I hate it. They're stupid. They don't do anything innovative or cool.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh. Wait. What? What are you saying yes to?
No, I'm just saying that sounds just like him.
Oh,
That is
okay.
Brian. Yeah.
That's, yes.
Okay.
No, but
Not you.
now you guys are going to go at it. This is going to be a different going at it of...
It's gonna be peaceful and
Yes.
polite.
Is it? I expect some hair pulling through the screen.
What?
I expect
What?
some bad words to be thrown left and right.
Oh,
Get
Lord.
this video age restricted. We were talking. We have entered the chunk zone. Chunk. We are talking, or they're talking, Animal Crossing New Horizons DLC Happy Home Paradise. What a name, guys! I feel like Dove Cameron now. I'm just so animated.
Oh, man.
No, you guys are going to be talking about Happy Home Paradise. What you guys like about it, what you dislike, is it worth the money, stuff like that. So, why don't you guys...
And really though, we're talking about Animal Crossing as a whole. So, but we are going to be talking about that.
Okay, well, let's go
chime
at it.
in.
So
You can chime in, man.
I'll be the question asker, I guess, and then you guys could give me your 2 cents. You both have played a good amount of hours on it. So, first question is, what makes or made the game fun and enjoyable? It is a pretty much like a farming simulator almost, but with, villagers and other like tools, tasks you can do, crafting. So it seems kind of like a mundane game. What makes it fun for you guys?
Well, when I first got it, I mean, I love the game. I have to be honest, though, I haven't played in like a month or two. I can get to that later, but in the beginning, like, I'm not a big gamer, obviously. Just kidding.
Hasn't even seen the Powerpuff Girls.
I know. But I do enjoy games that have like missions or accomplishments or tasks that you need to do in order to like move on, and it doesn't have to be like anything elaborate, just simple things. So like in the beginning with Animal Crossing, you need to get a number of things in order to get a house or whatever. I can't remember.
Get that iron
exactly.
nugget.
Yeah, iron nuggets.
Oh
I
my
need
gosh.
30. As annoying as some of that is to get, I do enjoy that. So when you get past, or you get to that point, and then that dog KK, right? KK is his name.
Yeah, KK Slider.
With the guitar. Yeah, shows like the credits. And like, you've done everything. You're like, that's it. Like, now you're roam free. And I'm like, great. But I miss kind of having something like to do as like a task.
Yeah, like pushing you forward in a game.
Yeah, because
having a
I
mission.
don't feel like I'm that creative to like do a huge island, and you go on Pinterest or whatever and you see all these like, man,
For real. Some
Oh.
people get real into it. They like
yeah,
have rock gardens that they've like purposefully like hit all their rocks and like put stuff all over their island to get these rocks pop up in a perfect circle. It's like, y'all go above and beyond
yeah.
for Animal Crossing.
For Animal Crossing. So I like that aspect too, that you can do your creativity, your freedom to do whatever. But I wish you had a little bit more like on top of that. Let's do some more things, which I kind of guess they did with the DLC part. But yeah.
Yeah. All right, Kate, what you think?
I'm gonna be really nerdy. The part that really struck me was the museum, and finding all these different fossils and animals, these creatures, and then they added in paintings and statues, just like the art aspect. That was a lot of fun. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, you found everything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, great. Well, thanks.
Good
But
job.
but then I still have not acquired all the stupid art. And in fact, I still have not found all the fish and bugs yet, because you have to get them at certain times.
Yeah.
They only appear at certain times. And I'm like, I don't have the patience for this.
No.
I mean, it was easier definitely during quarantine, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah. But the fossils, you can get up to like 5 fossils a day on your island, so it was pretty easy to acquire those.
Yeah.
But everything else, it's actually rather difficult. But by that point, I've sort of lost interest, because the rest of the things you just see them so often. But nonetheless, that was still a lot of fun. The thing that I really find enjoyable now is I'm still getting new villagers in and out of my island. I find it hard to say goodbye to some villagers, because I'm a big softie, and I'm
You
like,
will
"You're
never
not
let go
leaving."
of Walker.
No, Walker shall stay on my island forever. He is my dog, And so I've got some that they are never to leave my island. They will never venture off.
I was thinking about maybe finding room somewhere else. No. Oh, yeah, that's okay. I was actually thinking it was great to stay here. Sweating. Holds a knife to their head.
Yeah, exactly. But some people I'm like, go, be gone. Why are you still here? Why won't you leave?
Why aren't you asking to leave?
Yes,
For real.
go. And then I start beating them with things.
And the moment they do, it's like, bye.
Yeah.
Sayonara.
Be gone.
Can't
be
miss
gone.
you if you don't leave.
Yes. And then they had their first update where they added items, and that was nice, getting new things.
Yeah.
But then at that point also, I was like, well, I like my house the way it is. I like the design. I like things that they, where they're at. I don't want to change this. So.
Someone's afraid of change.
Well, I like what I'm comfortable in, and so I'm, my house I think is very much me, and so I don't know. So that's why I liked it, and getting to especially during quarantine, just hang out and be stupid with people visiting my island.
That's literally what I was just about to say. Whenever you finished, I was gonna add, I love showing up on other people's islands wearing the most ridiculous outfit I could possibly put together, and them being like, what are you wearing? And be like,
is going
you
on?
like it? It's all yellow.
It's everything. It's all the things.
It's so much fun. I think it's silly just going to the Able sisters, buying out a whole bunch of stuff, checking in with Timmy and Tommy for different material, or not materials, but different objects that you can place around. And also being creative with your island and seeing like, what do I want? Do I want a cafe somewhere? Do I want a park somewhere? How do I want to decorate their yards, whatever, and do I even want them to have yards and stuff like that? What am I going to do with the streams? Am I going to have a lake connected to the ocean?
A million bajillion flowers.
Yeah, that was me for a long time. I had a whole freaking field of flowers.
Yeah.
And I was like, don't squish them, don't you dare run through those. And I think that's what made it enjoyable. Eventually, I mean, gosh, I've got 500 hours in that game. Not even kidding.
What?
500 hours in Animal Crossing.
Wow.
And that was last year. I haven't played much, maybe in the past 5 or 6 months. I've maybe picked it up like here and there to play for like 30 minutes and then put it back down. Just because I felt like I've already done everything. But then they released a DLC. And I bought it. And I haven't played it.
Really?
Not at all yet.
Oh no.
So, what do you guys think about the DLC? Since you guys have both played it.
Yeah, I bought it pretty much right away when it came out because
So did I.
I was getting bored with the game, to be honest. With the shop, it had literally the same things
Yeah.
over and over, and I'm like, it's boring.
Yeah.
So when this came out, I was excited. I started playing it, and I didn't realize, I guess, when you first start designing these homes for the vacation islanders off a different island, right? That you kind of you work your way up to collect like more things, bigger homes, a second story or whatever. So the first few homes I was like, all right, this is fun, and then it got boring pretty quick. But then it picked up because you could do I think there's like a school you get to redesign. I think there was like a restaurant you get to do. I can't remember how far I got up to that point. And then, yeah, you can start adding more like levels to your house, or there's more items to
Yeah, now you get to do
use.
like pillars or dividers in your house.
Yeah. And
People
then
were using those plain panels, the simple panels.
Yeah.
And it was like, this is a wall, I promise.
Yeah. But I lost my train of thought. I was gonna say.
Adding the levels, but it started to get boring.
Yeah, because like each person or each island, or like I don't know if I'm saying that right, but they have like a theme of what they want in their house, and there's like 3 specific items that have to be placed in the house somewhere, or even outside. I don't remember, but you have to use those 3 items somewhere. And like, okay, you get to like redesign, do it, whatever. But then I felt like all the homes that I was doing, no, even though it was a different theme, looked exactly the same. Maybe a few things placed here and there that were different, but so I got kind of bored of that too. So I haven't played in a while.
Yeah. What about you, Kate? You've played also.
I really liked it. It got to the point also where it was like, oh, well, I've done everything. And I can relate. There was an article I came across that's like an ode to the dying and decaying landscape of my island. It's like, yeah, I can relate to that. And then the DLC came out, and I too got it pretty much on day 1. And I was like, okay, this is great. Like, there's a lot of content here. The items that are available to you, the new ones, are really, really cool. Yeah, I really enjoyed being able to make the school and the cafe. You can make a cafe and a restaurant. I really enjoyed the restaurant. I made mine like a sushi place.
She showed it to me, very excited. She took
Yeah.
pictures and was like, look at my island!
And I was like, man, I wish that I could have something cool like this. Even like the back of my restaurant, the kitchen part of it, I was so excited. Like, this is neat. Like, wow, this is amazing. I don't know why I got so tickled by that, but I totally did. Even my cafe was completely different. My restaurant was like very modern looking, almost like a bar. What did I call it? It doesn't matter what I call it. And then my cafe was like, oh, my sweet little cafe. Like, so nice. So I had fun with that. And then I like how many options you have. It's not like the same islanders are on the island at all times. They switch it up. I think there are like over 400 characters. So that's 400 variations of house that you could make. And then with that, you know, you do get those upgrades and what you can do with the houses, and then you can go back and upgrade the houses that you made previously. So I found myself at the beginning going, oh, this house sucks. I wish I could make it better. And then when I got, you know, upgrade 1, upgrade 2, then I could go back to those houses and be like, yo, I got you, bro. I got this ballin' house for you. But then, like, that's so dumb of me. At the same time, like, why am I talking to the screen? But for me, that was part of the charm. That was part of what made it fun. And I'm not going to give away what happens at the end, because you do eventually get to an end point with this. It's sort of like what happens in your regular island. So I would say push through, because there is a cool ending. There is a very cool ending. So don't quit. And I also like the hosts of the island. The monkey. There's a walrus, I think. A walrus or a manatee? One of the two.
One of the two.
One of the two, whatever he is. And then there's also this other creature girl, like, that's in charge of the whole thing.
She's in charge, yeah.
Well,
What is she, like a dog or a bear?
I don't know.
here's
no
another
idea.
one that we didn't really talk about. There was an update added to the game where there was new items, new villagers, and something added to the museum. We have Rooster, which was a fan favorite from, I believe, New Leaf. So, did you guys enjoy that update?
I don't really remember all of it, what was on there, but yeah, the coffee shop in the museum, I thought, ooh, really cool. It's not that cool. Like, I thought you could do more things. You literally can just go, I mean, all I've seen is you can go in, order some coffee, maybe see a villager in there.
Yeah.
And that was kind of it.
And then they introduced the gyroids.
Yeah, I have no idea what that is.
They
Like-
harken back to previous games.
Yeah.
They're literally
Okay.
And
there
everybody was
just
like,
to-
"Where are the gyroids? They were the best part. Oh my gosh."
Really?
yeah,
I
they're-
did nothing with them.
I didn't either.
They're literally there just for aesthetics. For the coffee shop, again, after you go so many times, he gives you things, which is cool. And then he's like, I got this for you because I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. And I'm
Thank you
like,
so much.
you're welcome. Also,
my
you guys should go Google what pigeon milk is.
What?
He offers to put pigeon milk in your coffee. You should Google what pigeon
I'm
milk
guessing
is.
it is their droppings.
It is not, but you should Google what pigeon milk is. I was like, huh, I've learned something today. It
Do
is
I-
a real thing. It is a real thing.
Do I want to know what
check?
pigeon milk
Sure.
is?
I mean, it's nothing weird. It's just like, huh, wow, nature. So, I think,
Oh.
yeah. I think the coffee shop is more interesting when people are on your island. But I've not had anybody on my island lately that will go to the coffee shop with me. So I think like there's a specific section. I don't know if something happens if a visitor is on your island and sits with you there. But you're not allowed to sit there regularly. It is reserved. It is a reserved
Yeah,
spot.
that's a really weird thing. I didn't quite like that. And you have to have like people on your island and you have to do like the whole amiibo thing, which is finally people are like, finally, yes, I've had this for years. I can use my amiibo. Because that's like when the amiibo crisis was going on. They were so
Yeah.
scarce and it was only Animal Crossing characters that you could find back in like 2017, 2018. Animal Crossing wasn't even a thing on the Switch yet. And people are like, well, okay, this amiibo's $5. I mean, I guess. And, you know, people had all these amiibos, and that was the only one they could find. They couldn't find any other one. And now you can use it. Congratulations. So,
And the cards too. I have
yeah,
a
the cards too.
I have a few cards, which it's like, oh, nice.
And it's like, okay,
Eh,
it's still not worth it, but
thank you.
Um,
One thing I enjoyed with the upgrade update was the food.
yeah.
Yeah, bro. Yes.
Yeah. However, I have not cooked anything yet.
Oh,
It's hard to get
planted.
ingredients. You have to wait for Leaf to
Yeah.
come on your island and like buy stuff from him. And
No,
he
no, no.
never comes on my island. Leaf
No.
is like never there.
Part of the update is that you can go to what's his name, Harvey's island, and he is there. And
That
like,
means I
every
have to
week.
go to Harvey's island.
But there's a lot to do on Harvey's island now.
I just
there's-
want to go visit Sahara a bunch. and
She's
get,
there.
Give me more rugs. I
Oh
want
my
more
God.
rugs, Sahara.
Oh my god. Yeah, she's there too. You can change your hairstyle. You can buy art. You can customize things. You can store things. You can have your fortune told.
Yeah.
There's a lot you can do.
You know what's never happened to me after, like, okay, so, gosh, go back to COVID, you know, April 2020,
Oh man.
May 2020, we didn't leave the house for nothing, man, and you're already 60 hours deep in Animal Crossing, and,
yeah.
and the sounds are familiar, the music's familiar, you go hop on a plane to visit an island, and you get Money Island, and it's exciting. I have never gotten a Tarantula Island, and I am
I've
so
gotten several tarantula
upset about
islands.
that. The
Yes.
amount of times I took a trip to go to a different island, I got Money Island all the time. People were like, "Oh, Money Island's so rare, only 4% chance of popping up." All the dang time for me, that was 80% chance happening. Never got a Tarantula Island ever.
It is trippy to get Tarantula Island because you know how they do like that. Yeah, like they're gonna come at you. Meanwhile, so you have one doing that from straight ahead, but then you have another one that makes a beeline for you, like.
And they're fast.
Yeah, and Oh no! But
So
you
if
do.
you
Oh, go ahead.
if you get stung on Tarantula Island, what happens? You get sent back?
You get sent to the plane, so you don't leave the island.
Oh, okay.
But you get sent back. And the guy, he's like, blah, 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 blah. He's like, "Are you okay?" He's like, "I'm glad you're fine. I'm glad you're fine. Take it easy from now on."
Don't
but
do
then-
it again.
But then, because it's Tarantula Island, of course you go back and they respawn. So
Yeah.
you will literally, you can fill up your entire inventory with these creatures.
Wow.
If you so desire. And you will, because they're worth so much money.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even need the money after a certain point, but it's just like, it's because it's there.
Yeah.
Want it.
So
that's fun.
here's one thing I will say. Neither one of you have played Stardew Valley, correct?
Correct.
No.
Okay, so I bought Stardew Valley in preparation and waiting for Animal Crossing because I was like, oh man, I'm not going to get my hands on a copy until much later after it comes out, which technically wasn't even much later. I still got it in April when it released. However, I was like, I need it now and I can't get it, so I'm going to scratch the itch and do Stardew Valley, which is very similar. I have found myself playing more Stardew Valley than Animal Crossing. I think I actually now have surpassed hours in
Really?
Stardew Valley than Animal Crossing, and here's why. There's much more content. While Animal Crossing is lovely to look at aesthetically, and Stardew Valley is kind of like it grows on you type of thing, it's not right away. There's so much more to do in the game, and it's so much more you pick your play, like the way you play it.
Okay.
And gosh, I can't put it down. I can't. And
Really?
it was like that way with Animal Crossing, but Stardew Valley is just so much, there's so much more to do. And I'm still hacking away at this game. There's still so much I haven't done, and I've got more hours, over 500 hours
My
plus
gosh.
in Stardew. So I'm like, I mean,
Huh. I'm looking at pictures right now because I've never heard of that.
Oh, yeah?
And it looks very much like
it's a farm simulator game.
farm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I might look into that. I mean, as much as I love Animal Crossing, like I said before, I haven't played in like 2 months. I
Yeah.
think also it's because it's winter on my island
nothing
and it's
really
just
happens.
so blah. So I don't know. Maybe I'll give this a try.
It's I think around $20 or something
Okay.
to buy, which is it's a lot of content for a much smaller amount of money, and I would say it's completely worth it, just for having so much. And there's even a new game coming out, and I think 2024 that they just released a trailer for this year. That's
Okay.
called Haunted Chocolatier or something like that. So people
Oh,
are
that's
all
right,
freaking out.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
So the fun thing about Stardew Valley is that there's just so much going on. You have villagers. You know, you're in a town. You're a farmer. You create your farm, and then you go meet the villagers and whatever. But there are quests, and there's so many quests, and there's so many villagers. I think there's like 26 or something like that, maybe even more. And all of them have 10 hearts that you can fill and become their friend. And they all have different stories and whatever. And you can all see them at different times of the day. And you have to catch them at different times of the day. And it's a very big area. And then there's just a whole lot of things to do. You can fish if you really like fishing. You can go mining if you really like hacking away at rocks and slaying monsters. You can do basically just farming and buying crops and planting them on your farm and doing that whole thing. Or raising animals. You can have a bunch of barns and have animals and coops and whatever and do that whole thing. So it's really make your own game out of this game. And it's a whole lot of fun. It is very addicting. And it's not real time based. So in Animal Crossing, the time you get on in your game is a time that you're playing at in the game, and the hours go by as they do in real time, in real life. In Stardew, each, like, 10 minutes is like 53 seconds in our time.
Oh, okay.
So it speeds along pretty fast. You go through a day in like a few minutes or something like that. I can't remember. So every day you have to choose what you do very quickly. Or you're like, okay, I'm going to go do this. I'm going to go do that. And you make the day and you have to return back home to go to sleep at the end of it. So it's just it's a different experience, similar experiences, but much more content. And I think Animal Crossing is great for the short time, but in the long run, I don't think it'll be worth its, salt in the end, if you know what I mean.
Well, like with Animal Crossing, when I was able to get on and play was usually the evenings when I have, everything's done for the day, work, whatever, kids are in bed. Mm-hmm. So I got on at the same time every single day.
Oh, yeah.
So, with Animal Crossing, there's different, like, fish to catch or bugs or whatever, different times of the day or just whatever. And so I was on every single time at the same time, and it was just, bleh. So it was kind of hard for me to get on, like, during the day when kids were at home. Distance learning at that time.
Oh, yeah.
No way. It was hard, but yeah, I might have to check out the other game though.
Be careful, it is addicting.
So for both of you, what would you like to see added to Animal Crossing? Because, and I ask this because, what they said last time was that this is the last quote unquote free DLC that's free with an asterisk. You have to have a Nintendo Online account, and that makes it free. But all the other DLC that comes after this is going to be paid for. So what would you want to see added, and what would make it worth your money?
I think for me, if they could get something where you have maybe like a daily goal or daily tasks that you need to do, and maybe that changes up every other day or something.
Yeah, that aren't the same every day.
Yeah, because
go hit your rock 5 times.
Yeah,
go do that thing.
Then that kind of defeats the point of, or it's the same thing over, or have like a weekly task or monthly task or something to kind of keep working on your island, keep getting things, but then add like a goal or like a task sheet of some sort.
Yeah, better incentives too.
Yeah. Just to kind of make it still more interesting and not just, I don't know, you just get to a point where it's like, ugh. Like,
yeah.
I would love if they added a way to go to the villages from the past. So you had New Leaf, and you had, I don't even know, I know Pocket Camp is for the phone, that's a phone app, but you've got all the other past Animal Crossing's game. It would be so fun if you could take the plane and go visit past games of like where those places took place. Like, there was the mole guy who would always yell at you to save your game. Yeah.
Rossetti.
And he's not there because the game auto saves or whatever. But
he was there one time on my island in the coffee shop, if you can believe it. I took pictures.
Oh, but if he, you could go to his hometown or something, and you could go see where everybody like actually lives. Like where Label, what's her name?
Yeah, LaBelle.
Mabel.
LaBelle. Yeah.
Oh, LaBelle.
If you could go see LaBelle's town and be like, oh yeah, this is literally this is the town from New Leaf, and go walk around there and do all the other things from there. If they brought back the old stuff and it's on top of the new stuff, I think it would make it more enjoyable and like give people that nostalgia thing that they crave so much. I think that would make it much meatier and worth its price.
Maybe have like an adjoining area that you know, you have your getaway island, but then you also have like your city, like in previous games, where it's not.
Oh, City
It's
Life.
not-
That's what it was called, City Life.
Yeah, and it's not like the cities that came before, but you are in charge, almost like oh, what's it called? Sim City.
Oh, okay.
Almost like Sim City, where it's more urban and stylized that way. And then your island is literally your getaway, but also have like make your island bigger. I feel like
It is very small.
it is very small. And I'm getting very like wishful. Like, man, I wish I could have this restaurant on my island, because I have a few places on my island where it's like a restaurant. I've got my 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 bar over here. I got my sports bar over here.
You have your
It's
wrestling ring.
It's like, well, I took my wrestling ring out.
Oh, you have
'cause
a
it's so
you have a
small
music
now.
area.
Yeah, now I've got my orchestra area.
You
but
had
I
a
also have,
maze.
like, yeah, I had a maze. I had to take it down. And then but now I also have a small cafe area that's like it sort of mixes in with like a spa area. But then I also have like my fine dining place. And then I have my little cafe on the beach. And it's like, man, I wish I had more space, or even a building to house my cool restaurant, just like
Yeah.
in the DLC. Why can't I
Like
have that on my island?
Like you
Like
just
an actual building.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you go to
building.
the
You can go in.
residency
Yes.
place and you're like, Tom
Yeah.
Nook, I want to build a restaurant.
Yes.
I want to build a cafe. I want to build a whatever.
An
And
arcade.
yeah, and you get to
all kinds
use
of
all of the
things.
objects and stop. Like you're just buying a slot of land basically, and you're building the
Yeah.
building, and it's like you get to choose how it looks on the outside, but you fill it up with the stuff that you're like, this is a restaurant, this is an arcade,
Right.
this is a
Yeah.
club or whatever, using
Yeah.
all of your oh my gosh, the festival day stuff, the ta-ta,
Oh yeah.
and you put all of that
exactly,
stuff in there, the
exactly.
confetti, the lights, all the feathers.
Yeah, I have a dance area where it is like a disco.
Pavo, that was his name.
Yeah, yeah. I have an area like that, and it's like, man, like why am I taking so much? I barely even come here, but I feel like if I would go in there and my villagers would go in here and would react to what is happening inside of it.
That too. I wish they were more reactive to the stuff that you have on your island. It's like
Yeah.
they don't interact with it at all.
Well, you can do stretches with them now.
Which
with
I
that
love.
upgrade.
I love doing it. Okay, so the other day, I was at work and somebody was giving me a task to do, and the outside of my face was like, yes, I'm listening intently, but the inside of my brain was like, dum 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 bum 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 bum.
Your arms are flapping up and down, going to the sides.
And so I was like, yeah, I got this, yeah.
And you're like, I am not here right now.
I'm not here.
Your brain was spilled milk.
Yeah, so I like the group stretches. It's so stupid.
I don't know. I want there to be more to Animal Crossing, but I think it's past its umbrella now. I don't know what that means, but it's past its umbrella.
Which is sad because it hasn't even been 2 years yet. It'll be 2 years in March.
April. Yeah, March, whatever.
March.
And there are people who are still going to play it, who, still want to do everything, that are still going to alter their island, but I just think there's a better game, and its name is Stardew Valley.
I agree. I've not played Stardew, but what I've seen of it and what I've heard from other people is that it's just so good.
It is so content heavy. It is filled with so much to do. And you just get to make your gameplay. Your dogs are going wild in the background.
Yeah, sorry about that. They don't know how to behave in the house. Be gone, beasts.
No, there's just so much to do. Like I said, you get to really choose what you want to do. You can be an artisan. You can focus on making wine, cheese, other things. and you can focus on becoming a Minecraft character basically, and you can work in the mines and go down and just, you know, kill slimes. You can have a slime hutch and have slimes inside your farm area and just have a bunch of these little creatures running around. You can have animals. You can do farming. Your whole island can just be filled with crops, and you are going to make these the best quality crops. There's just so much content. The fishing, you can even be really good at fishing. I suck at fishing. It's hard. And people who play on PC say that it's much easier than on the Switch to fish, but I'm slowly working my way up to getting better at it. But there's a grind. There's a serious grind to... You start off in the game, it's really hard because you have like zero money and your island is filled with trash, or your area is, your farm is filled with trash, and you're like, okay, now I gotta clean it up, but I only have so much energy in the day, so much time in the day. I have to use it wisely. So it is harder, but eventually it gets easier, and you get to make food and you get to build that energy back up. Stuff like that. So, and then you can build relationships with everyone. So it really is just a more bang for your buck experience. That is a positive experience. And then there's even another game that is similar called Harvest Moon that one of my friends
is an old movie.
Yeah.
Or old game.
But that one is like the same thing where you can, it is just like Animal Crossing but more content heavy. So I think with this Animal Crossing game, it was just a little bit lacking in the content, unfortunately.
Yeah. Or even Subnautica, I think, would be a better game to get, where it's a completely different game. It's not a farm... Well, it's not a farming game, but you do grow things.
You can even do raft.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like if there were a tier list of games that were like that, Animal Crossing sadly would probably be towards the bottom.
I say it's C tier.
Ooh, I don't know about C tier.
I'm gonna say it's C tier.
Ooh.
Like, I'm putting Stardew Valley at A.
Okay. Okay. All right. The reason why I haven't gotten Stardew Valley yet is because I just hear that it's so addicting, and it's like, oh, I can't get addicted to another game.
It's
Oh my
dangerous.
gosh.
Oh my goodness. It really is.
I can't.
I was literally playing it before I hopped on here, and I'm gonna hop off and go play it again. It's literally on my bed waiting for me.
It's calling your name.
Hey, have you fed your cows today? Did you milk them? No, I'm coming for my babies.
Have you said hi to Milky today?
Yeah, you get to name your animals too. Every single animal you have on there, you get to name them.
Good Lord.
And that's what I think, like, Animal Crossing needs something of that. Like, do your daily tasks or something or other.
Because there's the incentive. You get mega money for milking your cow, putting it in a cheese press, and making cheese in a couple of hours.
Putting the cow in the cheese press?
Yes, the cow goes in the cheese press. Their milk in the cheese press. And you have goats, you have sheep, you have cows, you have pigs. And that's all in one barn. Then you have bunnies, you have chickens, you have ducks, you have ostriches, you get dinosaurs. There's so much in this.
Crazy.
Yeah, just so much that just for animal, just for being an animal farmer. And then, not to mention all the crops you can plant. There's so many. But that Stardew Valley, I could talk about it forever, but we have bedtimes. So, already this episode has gone on for a long time. So, what would you guys rate Animal Crossing out of 1 to 10?
Ooh, I mean, I don't know.
I'd give it a solid 7. That's not a bad number. It's enjoyable. You still pick it up. You play when you can. It's a game that you just pick up and you can put it right back down. Yeah, it's enjoyable. It's a peaceful game.
Yes.
Until you get attacked by a scorpion, and then it is just. But it is just enjoyable. It's very peaceful. So I give it a 7.
All right, 7. Joanna.
I would agree with that. with everything, with how like vibrant and just fun, it is a fun game, nice time killer. Yeah, I would give it a 7. I don't
7.
hate the game. I like it.
Yeah.
Just could be better.
Yeah, I would probably also give it a 7. It's just, maybe a year ago, I would have been like, oh yeah, 10 out of 10, best
It's
game
an
I've ever
11.
played. It's the best. The content is amazing. Now I'm kind of like, I've done what I needed to, and I've gotten kind of bored.
I will
Yeah.
say my favorite part of the game is actually all the remixes that people have done of the KK Slider songs.
Oh yeah.
Go check those bad boys out because, oh my gosh, they are way better than
Bangin'.
they need to be. They are exceedingly good. So go
But
like whatever who it is. Oh, it
It's a-
slaps.
Do 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 do.
I'll stop now. It's so bad.
That's gonna be a future episode talking about video game music. Look out for that one.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a good one when Brian returns. Thank you, Joanna, so much for coming on this episode and chatting with us about Animal Crossing. I hope you enjoyed yourself and had some things to say, got some things off your chest.
Totally got it off my chest.
I know
Yes.
this has been
Thank you.
pressing on your mind for
Can't
so
talk about-
long.
I know. Like, I don't really have anybody else to talk to about this. No one. Honestly, you two are the only ones I know that play. So
Wow.
I have no other islands to go visit.
Oh,
That's it. It's just you two.
Sorry I have to be weird dressed every time I visit.
I remember really quick. First time I visited Katie's island, I was so excited. I was like, oh, I get to go to a new island, get to see things. And I'm like, that's not her. Like, she's dressed up as like full on pirate. Like that. Like, what is she wearing?
I
Joanna's
love
over
that
here
part
with
of
a
it.
cute little top and some jeans and some flip flops or
little
something.
boots, yeah.
And then Katie's like, ahoy, matey.
That's so me.
And then I'm over there wearing the frog helmet thing and a yellow
Yeah, that
dress and
too.
some like
That's
weird
right.
slippers. And I'm like
right.
holding an axe, like, you guys ready to have some fun?
Yeah, and then I was like, then what do we do now? Like, do I follow you? Can we talk? Like,
Yeah, it's super
what am
weird.
I doing?
I've seen people make games, like you can fall into the little pit holes, and I've tried to get Joanna a few times. I'm like, hey, come stand right here. And I don't know.
Nothing's gonna happen.
Some people have made it more enjoyable for themselves, but I quite haven't
That's
figured
funny.
that one out yet. But I don't know. Try Stardew Valley.
Yeah.
I'll be the
Yeah.
poster child for it. I'll go ahead and say thank you guys so much for listening to this episode. Hope you enjoyed it. What did you guys think of your Animal Crossing experience? What would you rate it? Have you played Stardew Valley? What do you think? How many hours deep are you in? Leave us a comment down or a like, or maybe not at all. Who knows? Whatever. Do whatever you think you want to do. We've got Joanna over here. Thanks again for being on the show. We appreciated your presence. We've got this other thing over here. She's okay, I guess. Katie.
Isabel's my spirit animal.
And I'm your host, Ileana. We are signing off on episode 56. Next week, Brian will be back, and he will be going over an interesting, fun topic of movie and video game scores that are way too good to be true. Why are they bangers? Why? Why do I have to, like, listen to them every day in my classroom and be, like, jamming out? So, thank you guys so much for listening, and we will see you in next week's episode. Bye-bye!